and welcome to part 4 of the Pinion Pod post-Worlds breakdown. I'm Logs, this is Spud.
And over here we've got the captain of the under-24 men's team, two-time world champion, Portaloo enthusiast, Sam Marshall. Welcome.
Well, thank you very much, guys, for having me. Pleasure to be here.
So, first off, Sam, after the tournament, did you travel? Did you just come straight home to see your missus, or?
Yeah, went straight home to the missus.
What a good guy.
Yeah, greeted me with open arms.
We all knew where that was going.
No travelling. But
You're a bit sad you didn't get to, or?
No, I'm happy. Came home. It's put me off flying for a bit. That airplane ride on the way home was just terrible. Nursing a massive hangover and just sore all over. It was terrible. Yeah. Had Fraser Smith Rice behind me. Can't imagine anything worse, can you?
I'd rather a crying baby on the plane than have him.
It was terrible. Just knees in me poking the whole time. Oh, it was terrible.
All right. So our first proper question, big one.
Yeah.
Who was the single, or you can pick a couple, most influential people to you in the build-up, or the whole campaign overall? Who was the single most influential person?
Within the team, or
anyone?
Just any
well, it's got to be Emma Ray.
Oh, a lot of people have said Emma Ray. Nearly everyone.
All of the people from the other team.
Yep.
Oh, well,
She must be a very... Do we get her on the pod?
I think you'd learn. That'd be very good at getting her on the pod. That'll be a good turn.
Well, there you go.
Yep.
And
Heard it
why?
here first, Emma.
And why is that?
I think she's quiet, but deep down she's pretty fucking funny. So she'd be a good laugh, good time, and she's got so many stories. I mean, she's getting up there. She's pretty old.
Oh,
So I'm joking.
you look
I'm
young
joking.
at heart.
So wait, go back to the question. What made her so
Yeah, what did she do for you that made her influence you?
I mean, she just constantly checking in and just making sure I'm doing all right. Pretty much weekly check-ins, just seeing how I'm tracking, seeing how I'm doing.
Do you feel like you needed those? Because she didn't do that for the whole team, I heard.
I mean, I'm pretty sure she would have done it for everyone, yeah. But no, she was my coach. It's probably the biggest one. But she had the whole entire campaign planned out. Like all of the swim sessions we were doing, all the gym sessions that we were doing, everything was structured. I mean, she made a fucking website.
Really?
She made a website
For a
where you had
training
to
plan?
log in and with training plan, all the training
That's cool.
sets, fitness shit. And we had this whole app called True Coach where she'd plan out all of our gym sessions, and it had everything from the warm-ups to the videos where you had to watch and see what you had to do and everything.
And so you'd say she's the best coach you've had so far?
Yep. Sorry to all my other coaches, but no.
Hey, that's me, mate.
you coached me that
No,
2017.
I'll bow down to Emma.
Yeah, but no, by far Emma's been the best coach. Probably the biggest moment for me was in our game before our final. Beforehand, we had all huddled up and we were waiting to go in and sing the national anthem, which was pretty tedious. It was taking some time, and we're all in a circle huddled up, and I said my piece. It was alright, and then I'm like, all right, it's Emma's turn, and then she just puts on the shittiest Irish accent I've ever heard and starts telling us this yarn about some Irish penguin. I can't remember what it was at all. It was some of the weirdest thing I've ever heard, but she told me the story about how she did it a couple of years ago or last year, I don't know when she did it, to take the edge off everyone because we were waiting around, we weren't doing anything.
Yeah.
Taking the edge off, taking the nerves off. And so I instantly clicked. I knew what she was doing. So I stopped focusing on the story that she was saying because there was no point in listening to it. It was just all massive jokes in an Irish accent. It was silly. But I was just looking around at everyone else and just seeing all of the focus on everyone's eyes and everyone just locked in on Emma, just listening to it, all with a little grin on their face. They all just looked primed, ready to go. And Emma knew exactly what she was doing. That was her goal. And yeah, she did it. And just, I remember looking in and kind of taking a moment as all of these 12 players or 11 players just had so much like respect on their face and just focus, and Emma could just make them click just like that. So definitely, yeah, it was pretty on.
Nice, yeah. And a bit more light-hearted of a question.
Yeah.
Which which under-24 women's team took your fancy?
I mean, it would have to be Caitlin Tucker. That was my date.
Oh yeah. So New Zealand women's team.
I thought that's what you were asking.
That's the team.
Yeah. Well,
Best looking women's team.
I mean, we had a very very nice date. We had a double date with Tim and Naomi, and yeah, I think me and Tim really hit it off.
All right. So going into the hockey part of the tournament, do you have your favourite hockey moment? There was like a skill or a game that just stuck out that was like...
Or like a defining moment that just, as a team maybe even?
Yeah, I've got a couple of defining moments. Probably the first one for me. Now, before I say it, I was involved in this, and it was me that did it. But I feel like it's not a defining moment because of what I did. It's a defining moment because of the preparation that went in for that one thing. It was our Colombia game where we won. I think it was 10-0, and
oh, that was the statement game.
that was the statement game.
We all heard about that.
Yeah. we had just drawn to South Africa in the morning, and I said to the boys, I was like, this game's gonna be. Oh no! Afterwards, I was like, that's a statement game. Kind of be like, yeah, don't fuck with us, other teams, after the draw. But I guess it shows the amount of preparation that went in. Nick and Emma, I mean, I guess we'll talk about them more a little bit later, but the amount of preparation they did going into every game was pretty crazy. And so we had watched, well, Nick and Emma had watched. Nick stayed up like 2 or 3 hours later than everyone else watching the games. Massive nerd, but he'd go on and watch the Colombia game, so we'd know their advantage pucks, disadvantage pucks, their strikes, their wall game, their middle of the pool game, their corner game. We knew every single thing that they were going to do before we went into one of the games. So in that Colombia game, we pointed out that when they are when we have a disadvantage puck, they are going to stack 5 players all in front of the bin, and if the forward pushes out and it hits that one man, there is no redundancy behind. So I pushed off, I hit him, the puck went back, then Dougal punched it back up to me. I picked it up, just a big runaway up the pool.
Was that the full pool
the
runaway?
The full pool runaway, yeah.
Yeah, Sam Marshall, son of Bucket.
yeah. I mean, it was nice for me, obviously, but I think it was a defining moment because it showed for the whole team that the preparation that the coaches were doing did pay off, because we knew that was going to happen. We planned for that to happen, and it happened in the first 5, 6, 7 minutes.
And when you were getting that runaway, like that advantage puck set up, when you were setting up, did you think, all right, here I am, I'm going to hit them, I'm going to get a runaway? Yeah. Or did it kind of just work out like that?
No, I knew it.
You visualised it?
I generally was like,
that happened
we're fucking on.
Yeah. And after you scored, were you just like, I'm the fucking man? Because
Nah.
you messaged me saying that. Did you see that runaway? Yeah, I saw it. Didn't know. Watch it in slow-mo.
Yeah, I posted on my story, I'm pretty sure. I came up and, okay, technically, I try to play humble, but in my head I was, that was pretty on. So I came up and I like put the head down, got a couple of head shakes from the boys, a couple of fist bumps. That's pretty on. But I just swam back nonchalantly to the sub in, but yeah, in my head was, that was pretty on.
Yeah, so, or we can go into in more depth now about like the coaching environment.
Yeah.
And like, because like we've only heard really like rumors of like how good the coaches were and like what preparations they went through.
And they did for you before each game or each morning. They stuck stuff on the walls, and
I don't think we could have asked for a better 3 like coaching people, like Nick, Emma, Ollie included. I've been racking my brain last week because I had a whole week off, no work, nothing, just sitting around at home, just having a week off. And I was thinking to myself, okay, how can I send like a nice message to them, being like like, thank you so much for everything that you've done, because I know that all 12 of us genuinely appreciated them and are going to hold this like moment in our hearts for like all to come. But I was like, there's nothing that I can say to properly sum up or to properly like, justify what they've actually done. I ended up sending a message. I was planning on saying thank you to them when I saw them, but just, if you're watching it now, thank you. There's no really words I can say to thank them enough. But so what they did was, the day after we arrived, we all came downstairs from like the next morning, and just on the walls we had our game plans in a big A. Emma somehow found a way to print off bigger, like it was like A-4, just the biggest sheets of paper you ever see in your life, just like boom, chucked up on the this nice lounge area that had a TV and a karaoke machine, but it was just a big lounge. Just stuck up on the wall was just our big A-4 game plans, just chucked everywhere. They also had our photos laminated from like all of us at the last training camp. I accidentally forgot my togs for that, so sadly I'm wearing Hibs togs and Nick Healy's Elite Men's cap, so I look pretty stupid in the Hibs togs. They were Eli's, and so we had all of our photos printed up and were like in numbers, which was pretty cool. And then all of our things that we've talked about, we did some team culture stuff where we talked about what we wanted as a team, and it went from this big broad 1 trillion different things chucked in, and we managed to like tighten it down all into 5 like defining things for us that kind of summarized heaps of our points. Some of them were really good. Some of them were good, but what they were called was pretty stupid. We made up some funny names for them. But
what was one of the names?
One of them was called Stoic Cur, and so half of it was we got to be stoic, and the other half was, I don't know if you've watched the movie Fast and Furious 2, but Paul Walker in it goes to some other guy goes, I said forget about it, cur, and and me and Zach always have a laugh about that quote, and so we were having a laugh, but we also like forget about it, as in like make your mistakes and forget about it. And so we were having a laugh, but it also had a deeper meaning. It had a meaning. It had a meaning to it as well. So we combined stoic and kind of forget about it and learn from your mistakes together, and made stoic. But anyway, all of that stuff was up on the walls, and then on one other side we had every single other team from like all other countries. We had their like photos, so we knew what they looked like. We knew what their cap number was. We knew what their name, cap number, photo, what they looked like. And then Nick the Nerd had gone through and found their like playing experience, their world's experience. There was like all that kind of jazz. He had all chucked up on the wall, so we knew every single person that we were going to play against, which was pretty incredible. And then throughout the tournament, Nick the Nerd and Emma would go through and watch all the other teams' games. And so after every game where we ticked off a team after we kind of played them, Emma had made these little cards up, and on these cards had different like playing formations and playing styles. Like there was 40 of them different, like, and she'd printed those off. I think there was like 4 or 5 sets. So we had all of these sets of all these different formations, and she'd chuck them up on the next to the teams. And so when we went and looked, and when we went to play them again in the finals, we knew exactly what we were going in for. We knew exactly what formation they played. We knew the advantage puck stuff, the disadvantage puck stuff, and everything I talked about before that we knew. That was just pretty much every single piece of information that we needed to know was up on that wall, ready to go. There was some tables, some little 4-person tables that could like fold down, like the camping tables, and they just like folded them down. And Emma had just like chucked on. There was one where we had to put everything that we were learning across the tournament. We had to stick little post-it notes. Like we learned something like did a stupid barrel on the game, chucked that up, never happened again. Or like,
Was that you?
yeah. I'll still take it though. It was a decent barrel. Although I got a couple messages saying, "Don't ever do that again." But yeah, so all of that, everything we were learning was stuck up on one table, and on another table, Emma would just duct tape a big A-4 paper on it and we just write down everything that we needed to know. So we'd do, before the game, everything that Nick and Emma had looked at, and then after the game, if we were to verse them again in the finals, we'd write down like I think it was opportunities and I think opportunities and things that they were doing well. There was another word for it, but I can't remember. And we'd write those up, and yeah, it was pretty on.
Yeah. So going away from hockey now, was there like a highlight, like non-hockey highlight, something you guys did as a team? Something traveling Malaysia or something?
Well, while we were in Malaysia, we only sightseed once. We went to see the Batu Caves. If anyone was following the supporters pages, they probably would have seen that there would have been about 1,000 photos of all the teams in the Batu Caves, because everyone would go and see them. That was just one of I think the under 24 girls probably went and saw it first. Oh no, the 19 girls saw it first, and then everyone just copied and went. And yeah, that was the only thing that we did together as a team.
Really?
Yep.
Wow, that's...
The whole other time was spent together at the accommodation.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
so you guys didn't... What else did you do on the pre-tournament? Like just warm-up games and that was it?
Warm-up games.
Accommodation.
We played we went to a Malaysian club night on the Sunday when we arrived at the airport. Then we went straight to a Malaysian club night. I got to verse all of like the coaches and the Malaysian elite men's squad, which was pretty cool. It was pretty cool to see.
How was that? Was it good?
It was pretty good. It was nice to see what hockey looks like in other countries. I think that's the first proper club night I've probably played in like
somewhere else
other than New Zealand. Yeah, I mean, other than Auckland, to be honest, I played one Wellington club night, which was at our last training camp. Other than that, I don't think I played a club night out of Auckland, if I was to be honest. Which is pretty crazy to think about. When I flip the question on you, and how many have you played club nights in other countries?
I've played one in Tauranga. Or might have been Rotorua, one of those two.
Not other countries?
No.
I might be the same. Didn't play. I played one night in Wellington. That's it.
It's like you don't really play anywhere else unless you're like specifically going to travel.
Yeah.
Or you move where you live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Wellington one was. I don't like that pool. Like, there's so much like lines going on at the bottom. Like all the dotted lines.
Huh?
There's so many dotted lines and like stuff going on the bottom, and it's it's hard to look at.
All right, so we got
the eyes.
a little game for you now to like break up the questions.
All right.
There's a little game we like to call Would You Rather.
The first one here. Take your time. Would you rather give up hockey and all associated medals to stay with your girlfriend, or give up your girlfriend?
Oh, why? That's the worst.
If they were easy, it'd be
that's
fun.
That's the worst question I've ever heard. So it's pretty much the girlfriend or
hockey.
Two gold medal world champs.
Captain of one of them.
Captain of one of them. Like 10 years playing the sport.
Yeah, but a lifetime of this girlfriend.
Yeah.
This is the girlfriend. Lifetime.
You know, I'm going to back Ari here.
Oh, you're giving up hockey?
I'm giving up hockey, yeah.
Good man, eh?
Yep.
Definitely wouldn't have said that answer otherwise.
All right, underwater hockey, but you never get to listen to music again. Just silence.
Underwater hockey, yeah. Although I do like my music. That'd be pretty rough.
Just straight give up music. Cold
I mean,
turkey.
like after a long day's work, you know, you're ever feeling down. I feel like hockey's the one thing that'll bring you up, you know.
Okay.
You go out there, I lose music, and I'll probably lose some friends and lose.
Well, you're losing friends over music. Oh, if you give up hockey.
If I give up hockey,
Yeah.
losing friends. So
All right.
Yeah.
Here's another one for you.
All right.
Underwater hockey or coitus?
But you can still be with Aria. Just
Yeah.
Just purely.
platonic.
Anyway. I'd pick underwater hockey probably.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Good man.
You heard it here, folks. I'm that committed.
Last one.
Yeah.
Trade that medal around your neck for a Club Nationals gold. Do you do it?
No.
No.
Because you know what?
no.
I've earned this,
Yeah.
and I haven't earned a Club Nats medal yet. So, something to strive for.
Hey, that's
No,
good. That's
the
good.
way that question's worded is it's worded as if I'd be gifted it. No, mate, you got to earn that shit.
That's good. That's the mentality.
Yeah. All right. So, what did being captain of the under-24 men's team mean to you? Did you know you were going to be captain from the start?
I mean, I hope to. I really strive for it, and I tried my hardest to unlock that mentality, you know. But we had an analogy in our team. We described the team as if it was a boat, and like each individual player was a kind of a part of the boat. Like Logs, you'd probably be the bulge pump or something. But each player was a part of the boat, and like the captain would be like the rudder. It'd steer the boat in the right direction, but it couldn't function without all the other bits. You know, if you just have a rudder but you don't have a fucking hull, you know, you're not going to go anywhere.
Same
So-
without a bulge pump.
We could just shit into the ocean. So yeah, yes, I wanted to be captain, but I think there was many people that could have filled that role. And so if I wasn't given the opportunity, there's a million other people that could have filled that role. So I'm privileged to be that rudder, but you know, anyone could have filled that role. And yeah,
Do you think that your teammates would agree that anyone could have filled the role, or that do you reckon
They looked up.
they
to
were
you.
happy having you as the captain?
I mean, I hope they looked up to me. I didn't really think too much into it. Like I kind of had a job, and I did the job, and I didn't really think, you know, is like, do they like respect me? Do they think I should be captain? I don't know. I got given the job. Yep,
Did you
handed in that CV. Emma gave me the job, and I just went to work right away.
Get it
Pretty
done,
much
eh?
how it got it done. Yeah.
Nice.
All right. So, expectation going in. Did
Yeah.
you guys think you'd be flying over there? Did you guys think wholeheartedly you'd be coming home with a gold medal?
We probably had a 50-50 mix on like the positive and negative here. There was about probably 6 players that thought, yep, pretty confident. And about 6 players who thought, oh, I'm not so confident. But then just pretty much straight away we kind of figured out that mindset and mended it together. So going into it on the plane ride there, actually I'd say on the last training camp is when we really figured out our team mindset. So on the plane ride there, everyone was on the same boat. We can win, but we've got to work for it. The training camp before, there was some mixed minds, but then we really came together. That's kind of the team culture stuff that I was talking about before. Really came together and just figured out that yes, we want to, well, we can win, but yeah, we've got to
You got to earn it.
earn it. We just got to get it done.
Oh, you guys did. You guys did a bloody good job.
Well, first time they'd won
Yeah, since me.
since
Since you, yeah.
yeah. And
I still can't believe
The
you were
passing of
playing
the
in
torch.
2013.
Yeah. Just a young
So
buck
old.
you are.
Yeah. The young buck and the old buck, eh?
All right, we got one last question for you here. How was the function? What went down at the function? How was it compared to other worlds that you've been to? Yeah, tell us about that.
The function was interesting. The closing ceremony that we had, it didn't allow any alcohol, and obviously the drinking age there is 21. We had 2 players under the age of 21. I think
Oh, really?
Caleb and Nick Jones. Yeah,
I heard Caelan was parked up by a fire the whole night.
yeah. Caleb was on fire the whole night. I can tell you that. Yeah, he was on fire, seeing fire, all
Just
all over the fire.
Fire in the belly, fire in the mind.
Fire in the mind. Fire in the mind. Fire in the mind. Yeah.
fire in the lips.
And yeah, so there were, at the closing ceremony, we weren't allowed any drinks, so we left pretty early. I felt quite bad because as we walked out, someone kind of said, "Oh, you guys are leaving already?" And yep,
Yeah, we're alcohol.
yep, sorry mate, we got to get out of here. First team to leave. So after that, we went straight to Macca's. We had the old cheeseburger boat race. I can tell you one thing: Nick Jones needs to learn how to fucking chew. That was terrible. The backs, the backs have some big rigs. The backs have some big rigs. I think like they got Sam Twigg, Aiden, Fergus, Thomas. You know, going up against Nick Jones, who
Was Aiden just one bite or?
I think he just chewed just with his canine teeth. None of the other ones. It was, but you know, they got it done. They finished it off, and then Nick Jones was terrible. And I was thinking to myself the whole time, he probably took about genuinely 4 minutes trying to eat this cheeseburger. I was thinking, oh, I'm going to be so good. I'm going to be so good. Got to it. It's harder than it looks. I wasn't that great. And so we ended up, it was like 6-on-6 backs versus forwards. Ended up having to get looped around into the forwards and back the other way until we had to meet kind of in the middle. It was that bad. The forwards were just shit. So anyway, we had the cheeseburgers, lined the stomach, got primed, ready to go. Went to the alcohol store. They didn't sell alcohol after 10 p.m. and it was like 10:15. So we were like, oh no, sorry, it would have been 10. It would have been 10. And it would have been 9. Never mind. I changed the story. It would have been 9 o'clock. And the after function started at 10. So we got back. We had we just got changed. So everyone was obviously just looking dripped up. The cologne was heavily applied. I think I saw Kayla mouth like gargling back like 4 liters of mouthwash. He obviously knew what was going to happen. And and yeah, everyone was all prepped, ready to go. We came downstairs, and I wanted to get this fine session done. We kind of had a couple of court sessions beforehand. So after the first 3 days, all of the fines, we'd just go through them. Aiden was our judge. He'd kind of stand up on this like there was like a staircase that went out to a door, and it kind of looked like the judges. I'm gonna call it a booth, the judges' booth, whatever they're on, and it was like up above everyone else. And he had the old jandal up there, and it just the big slap, guilty, not guilty. And so we'd get all the fines done after every 3 days. So when it came to the end fine session, we could just go through them, and none of them could be disputed. I feel terrible for Emma Ray. She did not need to hear some of the shit that was said in there. It was terrible.
Yeah, I don't think we need to hear it.
Yeah.
No, we don't need to go, no. Yeah, all I'll say is we had a forwards room where we had 5 beds in it. In that room was myself, Zach, Nick Jones, Caleb, and Eli. I don't think anything more needs to be said. It was terrible. So you'd find most of the forwards were fined pretty heavily, and everyone else was pretty moderate. I think Dougal ended up with the last because he just only had nice things to say, other than the occasional. Anyway, carry on. So yeah, got to the fine session, and we had to drink this thing called Tropicana Twister. It was probably the best juice I've ever tasted in my life. It was just pulpy orange, had a bunch of vitamin C. It was pretty on. Choppy orange, as we called it, we'd stock up on that a lot. But anyway, we just had a cup of juice, and then Zach would just list through the fines. Aiden would give the verdict if need be, and then we'd just down the juice, no alcohol because we couldn't buy any, and then had to head to the function. Once we got there at 10. The only people that were there were the GB under 24 men's team. They had hired out a club. It was pretty crazy. We got in there. They pretty much allowed every single drink known to man. Allowed like tequila shot, free. Everything
Really?
free. Yep. Red Bull vodka, free.
GB put that on?
GB put it on. You had to go in there and you had to pay 100 ringgit on entry, which is 30 New Zealand dollars. 33.33 to be more precise.
Yeah.
So you pay $33 in New Zealand. That's 3 drinks. If you get a family bar, also 3. that's three good times. But so got in there $33 and all you can drink. And so we started there with thinking, oh gosh, this is terrible. We probably need to get out of here. I could do with the early night. And then I found out that tequila shots were free. And then from there, the night just blossomed. Before most teams have even got in there, I think there were three teams there. One other, I think the 24 the USA team boys came, and we were all pretty fucked by that point. We were just plowing it back. Aiden was the champion. I think he was done like 7 in the first 15 minutes, 7 drinks. But I went over to the bouncer because they had this dance floor, and it was like Malaysian DJs. They weren't great. But I went on to the bouncer. I was like, oh, can you please open up the dance floor? And he's like, I need to speak to the manager. And I was like, this dance floor better be open up, or else it's going to be a shit time. Went upstairs, got the manager, came back. Yeah, mate, dance floor's open up. I was the first one on that dance floor, and opened that up, and it pretty much instantly got crowded. It was pretty on. The music they were playing was absolutely terrible, but then they soon figured out the vibe, and they started playing just only like Latina music, which is a good way to move the hips, which some of the boys are doing quite well. And that was a good time from there.
Oh, well, that pretty much concludes the 4th and final episode of this 4-part series. Thanks, Sam, for coming along, and we've got a tradition at the end. We all take a drink. Cheers in the middle.
I've already finished my glass, but
cheers. Thirsty, eh?
Yep, and you got to take that mug home with you.
That's all yours, mate. Limited edition.
You just can't teach that.
Yep. Opinion Pod merch. Get amongst the people.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, and this will be us. We'll catch you next time here. Cheers.